swore that she'd hold me underwater. I took up all the time. No need the story that you're spinning. If your heart isn't in it, you get older by the minute. Go. Tell me so if it's no good. No, by now. I've been thinking in the back of my head, I feel 6 feet underwater. I'm better off dead. Oh, no need the story that you're spinning. If your heart isn't in it, you get older by the minute. Good. Tell me so if it's no good. Tell me so if it's no good. Tell me so if it's no good. Right on. My mother has a picture of me at about 3 or 4 years old, playing guitar and singing along to the Bob Ezrin-produced vinyl of Kiss's Destroyer at a church function. If you remember in the 70s, Kiss was known to stand for Knights in Satan's Service. And here I am playing it in church. Years later, I'm shopping at Bed Bath & Beyond, and who walks in but Paul Stanley from Kiss and his girlfriend. Sans wig and makeup, not her, Paul Stanley. And I followed them around like a puppy dog as they bought cute little hand towels and scented little soaps. A night in Satan's service, not so much. However, a night in scented soaps, a little more apropos. Now, I've skulked around the music business like this my entire life. I am a nice person. My wife says I'm too nice, and that makes it difficult in the music business. Because I've also struggled with, why do it if it's already been done? And when that's your personal mantra to yourself, it makes it even harder. So as a result, anytime I've ever released a record of my own music, it gets filed under some weirdo fleeting category. It's buzz hop, it's trip hop, it's alternative sock hop. Whatever the buzzword is the week the record is released, that's what they'll call it. Most people call it weirdo, moron. But that's not quite a genre yet. Music has always had a need to be genreified, to be classified, and I get that to a certain degree. For instance, if someone says, I like jazz, then you know what they like. They like jazz. It's simple. But when I started working with other bands, producing them, and writing with other songwriters, I found that in the recording studio, music isn't so much genreified as it is straight cannibalized. Now, what I mean by this is, let's say hypothetically 50 years ago, a producer could be in the recording studio and say, what's number one on the charts right now? The Beach Boys. Very well, let's make this next number sound just exactly like the Beach Boys. Let's make some money. Now, the market would be flooded with Beach Boys sound-alikes. And luckily, people caught on to that. And thankfully, I'm losing my mind. So I got cheat sheets. I'm not much of a speaker here. Yes. Thankfully, the positive was that they faded away, the sound-alikes, into obscurity. And the Beach Boys' music remained, because they were original, and originality is king. Now, It still happens today, but it's been kicked up a couple of extra notches to try and trick you. If you work in music production today, inevitably you've heard the words cross between and mashup. Now what this means is that someone will come into your studio and say, our music is like a cross between David Bowie and Tom Jones. Well, that would be Davy Jones. And we've already had one of those. Our music is like a mashup of AC/DC and ABBA. It's like ACBA with a Manilow aftertaste. Really? Okay, I'd actually like to hear that one. I always wanted to work with Prince because Prince can play guitar like Jimi Hendrix. He can play piano like Thelonious Monk. He can squeal like James Brown, but still in a Prince song. All musicians are thieves, but the good ones make it untraceable. And sadly, they're few and far between. So against my better judgment, for about 10 years, I produced a lot of bands that were meant to sound like whatever was trending on the radio. But it never really worked out for those bands, not really. And for me personally, it kind of felt like going into porn and thinking that it will one day lead to being a real actor. And I started questioning things. Are people so ADD and busy that they don't have time for 3 minutes of AC/DC and then 4 minutes of ABBA and then 5 Barry Manilow songs? And if you are indeed that artist, why do you want to put yourself in such a specific tiny box? And most importantly, why am I doing this? Do I really want to be responsible? Do I want to be the person responsible for bringing this music into the world? And thankfully, eventually, my answer became no, I don't. They married young, she became a widow, and for all of her bingo friends ditto, she succumbed to ordinary jive and was miserable, tired of waiting for her ship and captain, too afraid that the prior would happen. Fell in love with an ordinary guy who was dressed in drag. Your love's better than aliens tonight. Your love's better than aliens tonight. Your love's better than everything that I like a lot. How can you bury your head so deep in the bed? Girl, there's no oxygen. Shortly after, the waves came crashing in. She moved on to find bigger fish to swim with. In the lonely, lonely November night, she was abducted on sight. Based on her principles, your love's better than aliens tonight. Your love's better than aliens tonight. Your love's better than everything that I like. So naively, thank you, I started working in commercials and again encountered the sound alike. Now the goal in a commercial sound alike is to sound exactly like a popular song, so much so without getting sued. Because a company will want to use something that everyone knows, but the original artist either A, doesn't support the product that they're selling, or B, is asking for a dump truck full of money. And that made me feel gross. It still makes me feel gross when I hear a sound alike on a commercial. I'm watching TV, and I'm like, Blur's song. No, it's not Blur's song, too. And it makes me want to boycott the product that they're selling. It has the adverse effect on me. Because if they're trying to trick me out of the gate, subliminally, musically, then God knows what they're actually trying to sell me. And this is changing, thanks to the Black Keys. They're fighting this, Nashville's own. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google that. My brother used to say, if we could just write, by Mann, we would be rich. If we could just write, Nabisco, ding, we would be rich. Now, the first commercial we ever wrote was Expedia.com. Now, I've written hundreds of songs that no one's ever heard, but when that was airing, I could be on a ski lift and yell down, Expedia, and someone would be like, .com. They would respond accordingly. And while that was very flattering, it certainly did not make us rich. But we proved to ourselves that we could do it. Because when you're a musician, there is no pension, there is no tenure. You have to get it while you can mentally and physically get it. And so I rarely said no to anything. It just wasn't an option for me. My brother used to have a theory about the music business called the silver platter theory. Now, what this meant was that if your heart and soul is into whatever you're doing, whatever it is, then you will be able to confidently present it on a virtual silver platter, and everyone will benefit. Here's the record, sirs. Yes, it has everything. Here's all the hard work. Here's everything you've asked for. Here's the tasty, delicious artwork. Care for a scone. And I'd say, so we're musical butlers? His point was relationships. Even if the record never sees the light of day, hopefully you've gained a fan in the business that will rally for you in the future on something probably completely different. Because most of the people in the music business are nomadic, and if they respect your work, hopefully they will take you with them. Now, despite being a pushover, I love working 3 jobs at once. I love the pressure of it, but I'm unhappy. So how did I get here, and how do I change it? I applied my brother's silver platter theory. I gravitated towards working with positive people, and all the jobs that came through that I knew weren't going to contribute a damn thing to a greater musical good, I passed on, even if they paid me more money. And I slowly started to find myself surrounded by positive people doing kick-ass work. And all the people that are in it for a quick buck and just wanted to exploit me started to fall by the wayside. So by choosing a more dangerous path, I'm coming to a happier, creative place. And then I say something after that. Yes. Positive relationships has led me to scoring animation, and I love it because they let me write what I feel. And this music not only gets heard, but it gets seen. And my 3-year-old daughter can go to a theme park and hug it. They say giving a TED Talk is the hardest talk you'll ever give. And I agree with them. But I think telling my daughter that she can't date till she's 40 is going to be up there too. Come away with me, it's a surprise. Everything I see through your eyes is just as lovely as the day I first fell for you. And you can count on me for each and every little thing. Hey love, you can hold me and mold me, but I'll still be the same. Ooh, ooh, on a distant sea, far away from the unimportant things, just the shoreline. This love we feel, I can prove it. Can you prove it to me? And I can count on you for each and everything that you do. Hey love, you could shake me or break me, but I'll always be true. 'Cause this is love, 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 this is love. Ooh, ooh. Thank you very much. The good news is that the consumer will always dictate what is actually next, And it will always be something original, never the copycat clone that truly succeeds. And it's gonna be harder, but hopefully the payoff is greater. And nice guys don't have to finish last. They don't have to finish first. The goal is to finish happy, because being happy leads to being healthy. And if you make music today that someone is telling you doesn't fit on the radio, I'm here to tell you that, don't listen to them. Because what you're doing is original. And it was just confirmed by someone telling you that it does not fit. And your square peg can eventually fit into a round hole. And what you're doing might actually be what is next. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.